Well, with just over a week to go until the Cheltenham Festival, there's not much racing going on this Sunday. Remember, we'll have every race of every day covered at Prestbury Park here at ULO, so be sure to check in the night before to get the lowdown on what's hot and what's not. And, with any luck, get an edge on the prices on offer. That's the plan. So fingers crossed. Now, for an early morning start way out east, let me hand you over to Koby in Hong Kong.
Yo, thanks boss, and hey y'all, Koby here back from Mandarin on the red eye, and what a race to return to Sha Tin for, the City Hong Kong Gold Cup. Back here for Romantic Warrior and Voyage Bubble to see who's top of the pops now they take each other on back at the mile quarter. And what a race this is gonna be. Man, this is gonna be immense. Last time, these two tried to beat each other up over this trip in the Jockey Club Cup back in November. Well, hey, Voyage Bubble came from the outer to get a rip on Romantic Warrior, but couldn't stay with the four-time Cup champion as he revved it up in the final two quarters, and he had enough speed to win the Stewards' Cup over the mile here last time out, setting a 22.22 in the second quarter to leave Voyage Bubble gasping for breath. No shit, man. Romantic Warrior has always been the cream of the crop over the 10, but that last Group 1 showed he can still cut it at the mile. JC always rated Romantic Warrior one of the very best. And even though Charlie Shum did say he's as good as he's ever going to be this season, that's pretty damn good, huh? But just like Helios Express taking on Ka Ying Rising last week, man, gotta skew the favorite and take the place or the show on Voyage Bubble. So with no Asian Hornets like Bellagio Opera around this time, that has to be the nailed-on bet. I thought he'd beat Romantic Warrior over a mile last time. But hey, he couldn't, so I stand corrected. Romantic Warrior's winning this with Voyage Bubble in behind. Just get your strategy on point, like I said, and we're all popping corks.
Well, thank you, Koby. I'll be looking at that race in depth later on, at, shall I suggest, a more reasonable hour. Now, for my Sunday next best, Robert Beavis's Diamond Devon DC can take the safer gambling at Copybet Handicap Chase Upton Trip, with Johnny Burke able to make the most of his staying flat form to see this one out. A creditable enough second on his first stab over fences at Catterick, behind Sandy Thompson's favourite Marty McFly, where he was just a tad outpaced in the final mile. Diamond Devon DC finished well, giving notice that a longer trip will suit. Just the 5 lining up, with Caroline Fryer's Cloudy Wednesday back after a break likely to make a race of it. But Diamond Devon DC should relish this longer trip, so gets the nudge. Earlier on, in the first past the post at Copybet National Hunt Maiden Hurdle, I will say that Ollie Murphy's Zamek would be the one to follow here, with plenty to prove for the rest of the field. The advantage of racecourse experience, plus any performance edge eked out by the wind-up back in January give the Grey plus ticks in my form book, though subsequent withdrawals from his last 2 engagements does ask a question. However, this doesn't look the strongest race for the grade, with Nicky Henderson's Caspari, the obvious danger if settling better than on his debut under rules at Ludlow. Zamek to shed the maiden tag at the 4th time of asking. Next up, Gary and Josh Moore have the answer to the Copybet John Big Oxo handicap chase with Ikari Grandchamp, who can double up on the win at Plumpton 3 weeks ago. I was impressed by Ikari Grandchamp's second to Donald McCain Jr.'s throatlash at Haydock Park, the last time out. And might have gone closer if it were not for Henrietta Knight's, south of the border not jumping left 2 out, and rather impacting on his chances. From the bottom of the weights, Ikari Grandchamp wouldn't have to improve too much to make a winning return stepping back up in grade, so gets my vote ahead of Dylan Cunha's consistent Mahon's Glory. Later on, I really like the appeal of French import Milpat for the bumper to close Huntingdon's Sunday card. Obviously the weight for age allowance counted for something when winning over course and distance on his stable debut for Jamie Snowden, but Milpat won that rather cosily, and could well make it 2 from 2 here at Huntingdon. Conditions will be much the same, and this is possibly not the strongest field he'll ever face. Kim Bailey's Hidden Mountain rates the clear threat, but I'll take Milpat to defy the £7 penalty for the last win and score again.